I sit here in front of you guys, furious at myself, disgusted at myself for making a mistake, adultery. I love my wife with all my heart.
When Kobe Bryant made his heartfelt public apology, everyone believed the misconduct story was over. However, the accuser has reappeared years after Kobe's passing and is requesting $5 million. After hearing it, Vanessa Bryant reportedly passed out in court. But the demand included a secret tape that had the power to totally alter Kobe's legacy. So the money is the least of her concerns. This is the entire tale. The controversy of 2003. Only a few weeks prior, on June 30th, 2003, in the charming mountain town of Edwards, Colorado, the journey that led them to this tragic moment had begun. Kobe Bryant, who was 24 at the time, had come to the Cordillera Lodge and Spa in preparation for knee surgery the next day. What should have been a routine medical procedure would instead serve as the impetus for a scandal that would engulf the Bryant family and permanently change their course in life. Kobe met Caitlin Faber, a 19-year-old hotel staffer who works as a front desk concierge at this upscale resort, and she gave him a tour of the establishment. What started out as what seemed to be a friendly exchange would later turn into charges that would destroy the meticulously cultivated reputation of one of America's most adored athletes and send his family into a nightmare from which they would never fully recover. The terrifying clarity of the legal team's statements from that day still reverberates.
Kobe Bryant is innocent of the charges that were filed against him today. He stands falsely accused of an extremely serious crime, a crime that carries with it the potential of a life sentence. No prosecutor should file charges unless the evidence is so strong that the case can be proven beyond a reasonable doubt.
Faber accused Bryant of sexually assaulting her and reported the event to the Eagle County Sheriff's Department on July 1, 2003. The results of the ensuing medical examination were unsettling. There was a bruise on Faber's neck. Her underpants and Bryant's t-shirt had blood and tears on them. The physical evidence was indisputable, but how it should be interpreted would be the main focus of a legal dispute that would take up the Bryant family's whole next year. On July 2, 2003, investigators confronted Kobe, and his first reaction showed the fear of a guy whose entire world was falling apart. Bryant first denied having sex with Faber, but after learning of tangible proof, such as a sailor, he acknowledged the incident while maintaining that it was consensual. His admission was both illuminating and damning. He admitted to grabbing Faber by the neck during intercourse, calling it his thing and pointing out his powerful hands. But he said he took her body language as permission. For Vanessa Bryant, who was at home taking care of their newborn daughter, Natalia, who had been born only months earlier in January 2003, this admission would serve as the basis for the prosecution's case and cause her unfathomable suffering. The woman who supported Kobe during his ascent to fame and gave up her own goals and aspirations to help him pursue his career was now thrown into a spotlight she had never desired. Compelled to face the heartbreaking truth of her husband's adultery in the most embarrassing and public manner possible, Bryant was released on a $25,000 bond after he turned himself in Eagle, Colorado on July 4, 2003, after an arrest warrant was issued for him. The sports community and beyond were rocked by the sight of one of basketball's most iconic faces being processed like a typical criminal. A man who had stood for greatness, commitment, and the American dream was now in danger of being imprisoned for the remainder of his life. 2 weeks later, on July 18, 2003, Bryant was formally charged by the Eagle County District Attorney's Office with 1 count of felony sexual assault, which carries a maximum sentence of 4 years to life in prison or 20 years to life on probation, along with fines of up to $750,000. Even though their personal lives were falling apart, Kobe and Vanessa put up a united front for the media on this particular day.
Yeah, I breathe. You're the strongest person I know, and I'm so sorry.
In comparison, the press conference was a study. Kobe publicly acknowledged his guilt for infidelity while denying any involvement in the assault accusations, and Vanessa stood by him in silence, but with strength. She declared in a statement that she still believed he was innocent. "I am aware that my husband erred by having an affair. He doesn't commit crimes." Her remarks were well chosen. She firmly supported her husband's denial of any criminal activity while acknowledging the infidelity that had already been made public.
Having to put you through this, having to put our family through this. I'm a human being. If I could just turn back the hands of time. I love my wife so much. She's so special to me.
As Kobe spoke to his wife, it was evident that he was struggling not just with the legal repercussions of his acts, but also with the terrible effect they had on the person he professed to love the most. What transpired just 3 days after the charges were filed, however, may be the most significant aspect of the whole event. According to reports, Kobe gave Vanessa a $4 million, 8-carat purple diamond ring on July 21, 2003. There was no coincidence in the timing. This was a desperate attempt to control the damage rather than merely a loving gesture, a physical representation of regret that the media would subsequently refer to as the apology ring. The lavish present revealed the extent of Kobe's remorse and the enormity of the pain Vanessa was experiencing. The ring turned become a cultural icon, standing for everything that was wrong with the way powerful, wealthy men frequently attempt to buy their way out of the repercussions of their deeds. The Daily Beast subsequently pointed out that the ring helped the issue become less serious and more of a joke in popular culture. However, this ring meant something much more intricate to Vanessa. It served as a continual reminder of the deepest betrayal of her life, as well as a symbol of her husband's regret. The ensuing court case would drag on for more than a year, exposing Caitlin Faber and the Bryant family to harsh criticism and public attention. During the pretrial hearings in December 2003, Bryant's defense team, headed by Pamela Mackey, contested Faber's credibility by claiming she had sex with another man soon after the incident, citing semen and pubic hair discovered in her underwear during the rape examination. The defense plan was both contentious and aggressive. They brought up Faber's past mental health problems, such as 2 reported suicide attempts and schizophrenia medication. Despite being legal, this strategy had terrible effects on the 2 families involved. Vanessa watched helplessly as another young woman was ripped apart in the media, and every new revelation on the case meant reliving the trauma of her husband's betrayal. Even though he maintained his innocence, the Bryant family had already suffered significant and permanent harm. From March to August 2004, the case took many unexpected turns. Due to evidence issues and media leaks, there were numerous delays, and the court repeatedly misreleased Faber's identity, which resulted in death threats and harassment from the public. It had an immediate and significant effect on their marriage. In a 2015 documentary, Kobe subsequently claimed that Vanessa miscarried their unborn child as a result of the stress of the court cases and his adultery. This terrible loss, on top of everything else they were going through, made an already intolerable situation even more tragic. The pivotal moment occurred on August 10, 2004, when Faber sued Bryant in civil court, requesting unspecified compensation for anguish, pain, and public disdain. This action suggested that the emphasis was moving from criminal justice to financial recompense and raised questions about her readiness to testify in the criminal prosecution. By this point, Vanessa had put up with over a year of media rumors, public scrutiny, and personal suffering. The young woman had envisioned a fairy tale existence after falling in love with a basketball prodigy, but instead she was living through a nightmare that was broadcast on television and front pages all over the world. On September 1, 2004, the $5 million demand and the criminal case that had dominated news reports and taken over the Bryant family's lives for more than a year came to an abrupt and unexpected end. Faber told authorities she was not willing to testify, citing severe public scrutiny, death threats, and a lack of trust in the legal system as a result of court mistakes, and the charges were dropped. This appeared to be the conclusion of the Bryant family's legal ordeal for many onlookers.